You spoke a little bit about it, but let's talk about it. The mayor of DC must often work with both Congress and the White House. How will you navigate relationships with President Trump and Congress while protecting the district's interests?
Well, in the words of John F. Kennedy, we will not address the White House in fear, yet we will not fear to negotiate. Now, Mr. President, I'm letting you know up front what's non-negotiable. Home rule is non-negotiable. DC autonomy is non-negotiable. The pursuit of statehood is non-negotiable. Now, other than that, we can talk. And by the way, Mr. President, I want to be in charge of the National Guard. I don't think you need to be in charge of the National Guard. We should be able to protect the citizens of the District of Columbia, the tourists that come to the District of Columbia. You want public safety, Mr. President? I want public safety. But we can't have you handling the public safety of the District of Columbia. Put that on me. But make sure that I have the resources to get the job done. We'll get our 4,500 officers back. I need to control the National Guard. With our teens, I'm going to let our teens know they have 4 pathways. One is I'm going to allow you to go to University of District of Columbia tuition free. Since I'm over all the DC agencies, every agency will have a youth apprenticeship program and entry-level jobs. So a teen knows when I graduate, Mr. Orange is going to make sure that I have an entry-level job with health benefits, retirement benefits, and I can help my family. If you have a great business idea, I'm going to put you with the Department of Small and Local Business Development so you can develop that idea as well. And if you want to go to college, as you know, you can use the TAG program, but I don't understand why we use the tuition assistance grant to give our youth $15,000 to leave DC. I need you to stay in DC. And so I'm going to give you more money to stay in DC and go to one of the 5 universities here in the District of Columbia. So I'm here to invest in our young people, but I also can say this. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Every one of them is not going to embrace those pathways. And unfortunately, that's where we have to have tough enforcement, tough love. So with me, prevention first, enforcement when necessary, but opportunity for all. So no one is going to be able to say, I did not have a pathway. You may not did not choose the pathway, but you will be provided a pathway.
Yes, sir. You work closely with former Mayor Marion Barry. Before his passing, what advice or message did he leave with you that still guides your leadership today?
Well, you know, I have with me today the Mayor for Life.
Mayor for Life.
His book. And what's great about this book, as you see, the Mayor for Life is in orange. And in the back, that's my office. And he would always say, Orange, you got my back. And so I was really, elated when I saw the cover of this book. Now, in terms of Marion Barry, on July 14th, 2014, he autographed this book to me. And he states in here, to Vincent Orange, a good alpha brother, the citizens of Washington, D.C. are blessed to have your leadership. Now he's talking about the entire city. The citizens of Washington, D.C. are blessed to have your leadership. His second sentence, you are a fighter for the working class people. And I fight for the working class. I made sure that the working class, especially our tip wage workers, got 5 days of sick leave pay. I also got them an increase in their wages. I also was able to enact the wage theft legislation to make sure that they get their wages. So fighting for working people, I stood out there with the nurses in front of the Washington Hospital Center. So I have a spirit of fighting for the working class because I come from a working class. My brothers and sisters are from a working class. Have a lot of longshoremen in my family. And then the final thing he said, you have great courage in fighting for Black people. And so those are the 3 things that Marion Barry said to me on July 14th, 2014. And then, as you know, he passed in November, on November 23rd, 2014. The other great thing about Marion Barry is Marion Barry was the one that introduced me to Donald Trump in 2013. And when he introduced me to Donald Trump, we have the photo. And just like you and I looking each other eye to eye, Donald Trump and I were looking each other eye to eye. And I'm telling them about the vision for Washington, D.C. I'm the one that told him about Langston Golf Course. I'm the one that told him that we need to build a domed stadium. I'm the one that indicated that we also need to get into movies and create our own movies, have our own sound stage here. I'm the one that indicated to him that we need to have a water park and invest in our youth. And so it's amazing that he's coming here now and he's talking about a lot of these things. It was amazing today in the news where President Trump is saying that if Miss Lewis-George becomes president, that he's going to take over the city, that he's going to utilize basically Article 1, Section 8. And so that's unbelievable because the citizens of the District of Columbia should be able to pick their leaders, not the White House. But what I will say is that Marion Barry told me about Donald Trump. He dealt with Donald Trump in the past. When he introduced me to Donald Trump, I didn't realize the respect that they have for each other and that they had done business before. And Marion is telling me, Vince, it's all about the art of the deal. You know, you got to be straight up with him, look him in the eye, and don't back down and make a deal. So Marion Barry will always be near and dear to my heart. He's my fraternity brother. And so I love the man to death, miss him, but I would do those 3 things that he indicated in his book.
Awesome.
Yes.
So, of course, he's our mayor for life.
He's mayor for life.
Mayor